Yes. I've tried to think of ideas. It is hard because, like, Death Before Dishonor just passed, and I'm not quite sure what other pay-per-views coming up. We just had...
Battle for Glory is this Sunday.
Okay. Wish I would have known that. I'm not.
This is Killer Kyle, and welcome to...
Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. Wheels of Fury 2024.
Hi.
And, of course, the first installment in 2024 of Look Back at Year Series.
Starting things off with Bound for Glory from 2018.
Yes.
It was a really good show. There is something that I thought of that was actually rather controversial, but I mean, considering the feelings that were involved, I kind of understand why. Anyways, we'll get to that when we get there.
Oh, I have something to say about that too. It was an interesting time for wrestling. I think that 2017 myself is better for Impact, but 2017 would have been the last time that they were TNA, Total Nonstop Action. Of course, we know that this year, Total Nonstop Action is coming back.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure it'll be Impact Wrestling in some capacity, but...
Well, I mean, they're changing the name back to TNA. I'm not exactly sure if they have, like, a home base.
Yeah.
Like they did back in the early 2000s. Like, their, main... Where they did a lot of their shows, well, initially, was at the fairgrounds in Nashville.
Yes.
And so I don't know if, like, nowadays their, home base, let's say, is like Atlanta or somewhere like that.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I know it's still the South.
Right.
As WWE is still technically based in the North. So.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this was an interesting show. Speaking of New York, this took place in Estonia, Queens. I think. Well, I was in Queens, New York, anyways.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Let's get to it.
Yeah.
So our first match was a tag team match. We've got Rich Swann and Willie Mack.
Yeah.
Versus Matt Seidel and Ethan Page.
Ethan Page was being mentored by Matt Seidel, and Matt Seidel was, all about, finding your inner peace and opening your third eye and all this other stuff. Being Matt Seidel in and of himself is a very, humble guy, a very, peaceful, he believes in like meditation and stuff like that. He was trying to get people to, follow in his path, if you will. And yeah, people didn't seem to just take too kindly to that. And then of course Ethan Page is just kind of, not trying to get lost in the shuffle, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, this was a good match, and obviously Rich and Willie worked well together.
Oh yes.
I fucking miss Willie Mack. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, I don't know what he's been up to lately.
I thought I saw him in NWA. I
think he did do a few matches in NWA, yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, I mean, there was a point where I don't know what combo it was, but Rich and Willie pulled it off. And obviously, Ethan Page was still one of the best during this time. And you look at Matt Seidel and his career in Impact Wrestling. This is not long after leaving WWE as Evan Bourne.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Rich and Willie Mack won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a really good match. You got a lot of, hard hitting and, high flying with Rich and Seidel.
Oh, yeah,
And then you got,
sure.
Mac and Ethan Page, more ground-based tactical wrestling. Willie was, athletic himself for a man his size, but, most of the high flying was done by Seidel and Swan. One thing I noticed that I had forgotten about was usually when you see they have a wrestling show at an event of some kind, wherever it may be, the space between where the ring is and then where the barricade is, and, fans and that, you got some room to move. You can walk around the ring and, do stuff on the outside or whatever. At this particular event, it was like this, very, very narrow.
Yeah, I know. And that's kind of... I kind of wish Impact Wrestling to this day had a little bit more imagination.
Right.
When it comes to their arena.
Yeah.
But not even arena. I mean, they're always at the Windsor School or something. University.
Yeah. Another thing I also noticed too is you look at Ethan Page here in 2018 and how much bigger of a guy he was. Then you look at him just recently at Final Battle, I Quit match against Tony Neeson, how much trimmer he's got, and it's like, wow, what a difference.
Yeah, there was an interview with him and Chris Van Vliet, and he's like, yeah, I really wanted to cut weight and get in better shape.
Right.
And, holy shit, you talk about wrestlers get injured and come back, physical, stronger than ever. And
yeah.
You don't necessarily have to be injured to do that. And, yeah, over the years, Ethan Page has really transformed himself.
Open challenge with Eli Drake.
Yeah!
One-on-one with Little Charles Wonder,
James Ellsworth. Yeah, he comes out and he's talking smack and wanting to get a challenger, and then of course out comes James Ellsworth. Now, I'm not quite sure how long he was out of WWE for during this time. I think it was only there for 2016.
Yeah,
maybe
he wasn't
17.
there. He was only there about a year.
Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, we make fun of him, but holy shit, could he wrestle.
Oh, absolutely. He's a very, very talented wrestler.
Now, I can't remember that move that Eli pulled off to get the win over James Ellsworth. It was... I can't ever...
Yeah, I'm not.
It looks familiar.
Yeah, I don't remember what he called it back then.
Yeah.
What?
It wasn't the turkey train or something.
Gravy train, maybe?
Maybe, yeah.
Or something like that.
But, again, don't know how long James lasted for his run in TNA. But, yeah, Eli Drake, and yeah, back then, at first I found him very fucking childish, but obviously I become a fan over the years. And then, of course, after the match, you have, I guess this was the return of Abyss.
I believe that 2018 was when they inducted Abyss into the Impact TNA Hall of Fame.
Right.
So he made an appearance at Bound for Glory after the match and put Drake through a table.
Yeah.
I believe this was a one and done for Ellsworth.
Oh.
He had this match with Eli Drake, and I don't remember him doing anything else after that.
Right. Yeah, me neither, actually. I didn't even know he was in Impact.
Yeah.
But once again, you know, I made that stink that, like, okay, we could have did this prediction video or whatever, but at the same time, I could have kept up with Impact myself. I didn't know what was going on. But... Now we have the Impact Knockouts title. We've got Lavaya Loca, Taya Valkyrie, versus the Knockouts champion, Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
And this was an interesting match. I kind of thought that Taya would have won.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Tessa Blanchard, though, and I mean, yeah, I made a huge stink also about the fact that she was the first woman to win the Impact World title, but despite that, you know, being a second generation wrestler, I think that, yeah, she could pull it off, and I think this was a good name for her anyways. I think, yeah, Taya would be the champion eventually.
Right, yes.
But it's funny though, because when she came into TNA, it was like she had that whole Nordic, like, well, I call it the Nordic, you know, Undertaker type gimmick. Because, I mean, I'm probably sure that she did her whole, you know, Norwegian roots at some point during that time. And then coming down to the aisle with the smoke and everything.
Before she went to Impact, she did compete in Mexico.
Yeah, AAA.
And I believe she was the Reina Del Reyes champion.
Yeah.
So she was like the Queen of Lucha Libre or whatever the hell.
Yeah.
So that was her.
And that's obviously where she met John Hannigan, so, or Johnny Nitro, Impact, Mundo, whatever. TV, Impact, Elite. Just name that shit here. So, anyways, Tessa won.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, they had quite a heated rivalry, those two.
Yeah.
Tessa and Taya. Double T.
Yeah. That's kind of funny. I wish I could remember most of it because, like I said, around this time, 2018 was a bit hazy.
Right.
Kind of weird.
Yeah.
But you've got Eddie Edwards versus Moose. How apropos is it now to see these two guys still wrestling in Impact?
Oh yeah,
or TNA now.
absolutely.
Again. Holy shit. But this was awesome. These two always put on good matches. They put on a good match here. But of course, from the crowd, Killer Cross.
Yeah, grabs a hold of Eddie, and of course that it's that ends up in a disqualification. You got Tommy Dreamer coming in to help out Eddie, and that transitions into a no disqualification tag match.
Yeah.
Eddie and Tommy versus Moose and Killer Karrion Cross.
Yeah, I thought it was, no disqualification, Texas Tornado, whatever. But, yeah, again, it's kind of cool to see these guys. Like, Tommy Dreamer is back in the company as well.
Yes.
Got Killer Cross, who will soon come back to WWE with Authors of Pain. So
I would imagine at some point, yes.
The vignettes are awesome. But yeah, this was a good match. Obviously, Moose and Cross work well together.
Yes.
And I thought that his time in Impact Wrestling was awesome. I mean, Scarlett Bordeaux was there as well.
Yes.
But I mean, they weren't like a team.
No.
At this point.
No.
So.
He was doing his own thing, she was doing her own thing.
And she was beating the piss out of Glenn Gilbert. But
yep.
I think that, yeah, it was awesome to see him do his thing. I don't think he won the Impact title.
Cross, no.
So, but yeah, Edwards and Dreamer won the match. Obviously, Dreamer with still having his tribute to Death Devil, baby.
Yeah. Six-man tag, a OVE rules match with OVE, Ohio versus everything.
Everything!
David Jake Crest and Sammy Callahan versus Brian Cage and the Lucha Brothers.
Again, apropos. Because, I mean, you have the Lucha Brothers who are still wrestling in AEW, also Brian Cage.
Yes.
In fact, we saw Brian Cage this past Wednesday.
Yep.
Ohio versus everything. Like, I'm not sure where the Christ brothers are. I heard a rumor that Sammy Callahan is the president of some wrestling company.
Right.
I'll have to look that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, those three really worked well together.
I think right now, Callahan is with Jake and Fulton.
Oh yeah. Alright, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. This was a really good match too. Of course, you got OVE get the win.
Yes. And I mean, these guys, they always put on good matches, and it's a shame that, like, even with Sammy, I know Sammy,
Callahan
he was in NXT.
For a cup of coffee as Solomon Crow.
Yeah. With that Digimon haircut.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate that he didn't have a comeback. It would have been nice. But obviously, that may never happen. And so, yeah, this was a good match, and those three worked well together. I'm surprised Brian Cage teamed up with the Lucha Brothers.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
oh, buddy. New York, concrete jungle, what dreams are made of. Okay, I don't know why I know that. We have the concrete jungle match.
Yeah, concrete jungle death match with the Latin American Exchange, Conan, Santana, and Ortiz versus the OGs, King, Eddie Kingston, Homicide, and Hernandez. Now, initially, way back in like 2005, 6, somewhere there.
Yeah.
Homicide and Hernandez were the original. Latin American Exchange with Conan and whatever. Then they eventually left. Not sure where they went, whatever. Then they brought in Santana and Ortiz as, you know, I don't want to say in the new Latin American Exchange, but they brought back Latin American Exchange with Santana and Ortiz, and Conan was managing them and whatever. And then this match came about.
The vignettes were just crazy.
Yeah.
Someone ran over a little kid.
Yeah.
Conan got beat up pretty good. Oh, I think Eddie threw a fireball in his face.
Or something like that, yeah.
Because he's a wizard. And I mean, it was pretty cool to see Eddie Kingston. It comes in with Storm and Bram.
Yeah.
At that stable for a while. And
Right.
You have this. And this was cool. And I mean, I didn't watch TNA that much in 2006. But I knew who LAX were.
Right.
So it was cool to see them, and fuck, they had a lot of good matches.
Oh, yeah.
51, 50, 54.
51-50 street fight.
Yes.
This concrete jungle death match.
This was a fucking good match.
Oh, yeah. And the premise of this match is like, whoever came up with this is like, you want to talk about some next level shit. No padding on the turnbuckles, no canvas, no foam, just the wooden 2x4s or 4x8s, whatever the fuck, underneath the canvas and the foam and whatever, and you're slammed on that into the turnbuckles with no padding on it. Oh yeah, it was wild.
Yeah, Dios mío. And then, I mean, in the beginning of the show, you have Santana and Ortiz. They put Conan on the couch or whatever. So he's seemingly injured, but he came back for the match, and yeah, I think he put, like, I can't remember who he put through that table.
Right, yeah.
But anyways, LAX won the match.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know where they came after this.
Right, yeah.
We have the Impact World title. Got Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries. With Killer Cross and Moose.
Yes.
I don't remember their association.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got... The match itself was really, really good. You ended up with Johnny Impact getting the win with, I think it was like a 450 or some move or whatever. And then after the 3 count happened, fucking Austin Aries gets up, flipping people off, storms out of the ring, heads to the back, fucking no-sells it. And it's like, okay, there was obviously some really hard feelings, ill will, whatever the fuck, between Johnny Impact and
Yeah.
Aries and whatever. But for Aries to do that is like, man, he must have been really pissed off to no sell.
Well, and that's the thing, right? Because I thought he didn't sell during the entire match, but I believe he pulled off a Hurricane Rana.
Right.
Or 450.
Yeah.
You know, and so on. So yeah, he did wrestle, but, you know, Johnny Impact does the Starship Pain for the win.
Right.
Then yeah, Austin gets up and leaves. And I mean, this wasn't like long after he left WWE.
Yeah.
I feel like Austin Aries is hard to work with. It was hard to work with. Because, yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And so that pissed me off a little bit. Because I'm like, you have Austin Aries go to WWE finally. I don't know if he ever did a dark match, but he finally goes into WWE. He competes with Pac for the Cruiserweight title
Yeah.
like 3 times and doesn't get the belt. So then he goes into commentary and it's like, well, yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if it was arrogance because, yeah, he was one of those wrestlers that had a bunch of fucking titles
Right.
to his name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, as far as Johnny goes, he's always in and out of AEW, which, yeah, I'm not sure where that is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I think I'm actually don't know why Killer Cross and Moose wasn't. I don't remember them as a stable or anything like that.
Yeah. I think it was a very short-lived thing.
And plus, I mean, was it that Aries had to lose the title because he didn't want to lose it? I don't know. But yeah, I kind of think that that ending was like very unprofessional, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
Like, there are a lot of reasons for Aries doing what he did and his feelings and whatever, but, you know, that was then, this is now. Got Johnny, TV, I guess Collision and maybe Rampage doing his thing still. I'm pretty sure him and Taya are doing their thing together and on Collision and Rampage, Aries retired, I think, or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. But obviously, like we said in the beginning or whatever, you know, Killer Cross, Moose, they're still in wrestling to this day.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see if John has another run at some point. Because, yeah, if he wrestles in Collision and Dark, I have fucking no idea.
Yeah.
So this has been our first installment of Look Back at You Series 2018. I say first installment of for 2024.
Yes.
But yeah, as you can see, we have the Wheels of Fury Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can do it this way and see if that works. But it worked tonight, so I can't see a problem with it.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure what's coming up next.
Right.
Yeah. Because Royal Rumble, what date is that on?
To the 27th.
Okay.
And like I said, Hard to Kill is in like a couple weeks.
Alright, so. Alright. Yeah, we'll talk about it, but
Yeah.
for now, let's say we'll be back for Hard to Kill,
Right.
then Royal Rumble, and then. Yeah, you know what? This year it's gonna be, again, another packed year for Wheels of Fury.
Yep.
We'll see what else we can do for this show, but
Right.
in the meantime and in between time, I mean, Matt, this is Killer Kyle.
And we will see you in the next one.
Deuces.